Right, so this video is about a video that Miles Johnston put up a week or so ago on his Basis Project channel, which is, I think it's been mirrored from Gridkeeper's channel. I don't know what connection Gridkeeper has with it, but I mean, it's probably not a best place to start. And it's been recorded on VHS tape. I don't know why. Apparently it was recorded on the 20th of October last year. It's got a little icon in the corner, and I think the reason it's been taped on VHS is to give it this kind of air of authenticity, like it's some kind of secret underground information that's come to light that only a few people are privy to. And it's done by there's the guy in the video. I believe what he's trying to put across is that he's like maybe in his 80s, and he's giving out this information about what happened in the sixth floor of the book depository on November the 22nd, 63, and that he's about to die, and he's telling his story now before he dies. And I don't know about you, go and look at the video. This guy doesn't look that old to me. He looks like he's in his like mid to late 60s, and like he's pretending to be older. That's just the impression I get from it right from the off when I started watching it. And it's I worked out, even if this guy is like 75 years old, which I don't think he is, even if he's 75, he would have been 17 at the time of the Kennedy assassination. So immediately it's just like this is bollocks. Now he claims he doesn't actually say where he started off from, but he says he got on an aeroplane and he didn't have a ticket, and a woman come down the aisle and she was taking the tickets, and he didn't have a ticket, and there was a woman next to him and a man next to him, and like either the man or the both of them, they clubbed together and bought this guy a ticket. And I don't know about this thing about buying tickets or just going and sitting on an aeroplane and then just paying for a ticket on an aeroplane. Maybe that was the case, but I don't see how that would work, like, you know, because it just caused endless amounts of confusion. So I know you could go to an airport and buy a ticket and then get on an airplane, but as for just like going and sitting on the airplane and paying for the ticket like you're on a bus or something, I'm not going with that. Anyway, and then he says on the airplane, I'm going to Dallas, the president's going to be assassinated. And he doesn't actually say what day this happened on, and that's it. It's just glossed over. So then even if it happened on the 22nd, we'd have to go in pretty early, because Kennedy was shot at 12:30, so he's got to get an early flight wherever he's coming from. So anyway, the next thing, we're in the 6th floor depository. He's hiding behind some boxes. No explanation of like what happened when he got to Dallas, how he got there, how he got in the building, how he knew to be on the 6th floor, and already he's got all this information about the president's going to be assassinated from the 6th floor of the school book depository. So he's got prior knowledge of the assassination. Surely, down to like the most minute details. I mean, who knew that even Oswald? Did Oswald, if he did it, did Oswald even know that he was going to be on the 5th floor or the 6th floor? When did he make that decision? He could have made that decision like seconds before he actually started setting up the sniper's nest. He could have done it from the 5th floor, the 4th floor. So anyway, we're in the 6th floor. He's hiding behind some boxes, and he's changing people's behaviour psychically. Like the guy who was in the 6th floor eating his chicken dinner, which is known about because it's in all the books. There were chicken bones found, and the guy afterwards said, yeah, I was sitting there having my dinner. He stares at him from behind his boxes and changes his behaviour psychically. So he goes. Well, why is he making him go? Because if he had stayed there, then Kennedy might not have been assassinated, because he might have just sat there for another 30 minutes staring out the window and watching the motorcade go by. So there's that. So this guy goes, and then suddenly these two people turn up, like officials. I think one of them's like the acting or former acting director of the CIA or something like that, or the FBI or something. And like this guy wouldn't know who that was or what he looked like when he was 17 years of age in 1963. No fucking way. No way. And then, you know, it's just totally ridiculous, the fact that assassination would be going on, and like the actual head of the department of whatever department it is would be carrying out the assassination. And that's just fucking ludicrous. Then Lee Harvey Oswald shows up. And I guess it's like he's some kind of mind-controlled assassin, but he's kind of broken through the conditioning. So Lee Harvey Oswald has got his rifle with him, which he leans up against the wall, and then he has an exchange with them, and he's like, you want me to kill the president? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to kill the president. Don't you kill. If you try and kill the president, and he pulls his revolver out while he's having this exchange with them, while he's confronting them, he pulls his revolver out, and it's like, right. Lee Harvey Oswald didn't have his revolver with him. Lee Harvey Oswald went and got his revolver after the assassination. When he got on a bus, then he got off the bus, then he went on was it a cab? He went to his rooming house, and then there was the shooting of Officer Tippit afterwards, and then he was found in the cinema with his revolver. He got a revolver. He didn't have his revolver with him at work. So it's just more bollocks. So Lee Harvey Oswald leaves. So these two, they carry out the assassination anyway. Well, why? Because Lee Harvey Oswald was there to do the job. So why are they up there with rifles? It's just ridiculous. And then and there was only one window open on the 6th floor. So what? They both next to each other. And the sniper's nest that was found, it's only like set up for one person. There's like one box that he was leaning on. Well, they both leaning on the same box. So he says, the guy takes a shot. And he says, yeah, I hit him. Well, the first shot missed, right? That's all. Whatever you believe about the assassination, whether there's a conspiracy or whatever, you look at the footage, not just the Zapruder footage, there's always other pieces of footage. Like when the car turns into, from Elm Street into Dealey Plaza, like a little way down, Kennedy looks over his right shoulder, and I don't know if it's the same piece of footage or another piece of footage, but they sort of matched up exactly like like the bits. I think it's on the same piece of footage. There's a girl running down the street on the right hand side of the picture, I believe it is, and the same time that Kennedy looks over his shoulder, she stops and she looks over her shoulder as well. She like stops dead in her tracks and turns round for the first shot that missed. So this guy hasn't thought that bit through, and then he says, so this guy he says, I hit him, and then he taps the other guy on the shoulder, like as if you've got somebody next to you who's aiming a rifle to assassinate somebody, like a sniper, an assassin, and you're going to just tap him on the shoulder and start having a chat. So the other guy, he takes his shot and he says, "Damn, I missed. I hit John." Well, that was the bullet that hit Connolly, like this so-called magic bullet. That's when Kennedy gets hit as well in the neck. Kennedy gets hit in the neck. At the same time, Kennedy goes for his throat, and at the same time, Connolly's hat goes up, and Connolly turns round and he's shouting or screaming out, whatever, in the car. So he hasn't thought that through either. It's just the biggest load of bollocks. I mean, it's just so full of holes. And then they both exclaim, "In the head!" Like they've taken these two shots, and then they say, "Yeah, in the head." Like they're looking through their scopes, I guess, and they're watching what happens, and supposedly they don't take that shot because it comes from the grassy knoll. And it's like, come on, man, like. And this guy as well, like I say, it's I think it's 58 years ago. 58 years ago, yeah, 58 years ago, and this guy can remember conversations from another side of the room. He's hearing a conversation, and then he can remember it like today. Like you can 58 years ago, and I can't remember conversations I had yesterday. And Miles has just stuck this video up, like Miles just puts this thing up like, oh my god, the truth, here it is. And you know what the thing is, right? I mean, I've read a few books on the Kennedy assassination. I think it's really interesting, and I'm one of these people, like, maybe I'm a bit of a fence here. One minute you read one book and you're like, oh fucking hell, yeah, he did it, Oswald did it. And then you read another book and you're like, yeah, no way, he was set up, he really was set up. Then you read all this different stuff, and you see how many liars there are about it as well that have come out over a year. People have demonstrably been proved to be like who weren't there, and like this, what's her name, Mormon, is it? I can't remember her name. She constantly changes her story and she's become a big celebrity, but her story just doesn't hold up. And but there's all this stuff. It is really an interesting thing, the Kennedy assassination. I'd say the most like the most hardcore evidence of a conspiracy is this footage or the photographs of a bullet hole in the windshield, and above the windshield where it's dented. I mean, it's a stone bonker, and like these extra bullets that went missing. But Miles just puts this thing up, and it's like, yeah, oh wow. Great information, Miles. And like I say, usually I comment on Miles's videos, and like there's just no point anymore, because every time you comment on like the crap that he puts up, repeatedly, and you say, look, this is rubbish because A, B, C, D, E, F, G reasons why this is bollocks. There's always like 20 or 30 people who are like, blessings, Miles, thank you. Thanks for the truth, Miles. It's all going to come out one day. Great work you're doing. I mean, these people are just... Is there a certain type of person out there, they just like to believe anything? Is Miles one of them? You just give him any information you want, as long as it's exciting enough for him. He'll put it out, you know, James Casbolt nonsense. Even James Casbolt's stories are better than this guy's, because at least they're kind of funny and they just get more ridiculous as they go on. This thing, it's just like it's kind of sad, really. It reminds me about the Phil Schneider, like the thing that Phil Schneider did, where he claims he went down into the underground alien base, lowered down in a bucket, and had a gunfight with aliens. And oh, and by the way, he just so happens to be using the same gun as James Bond. It's a Walter PPK. Anyway, yeah, that's how Miles has put that up. I mean, he must know that's bollocks. He must know that's just bullshit. And yeah, that's it, I guess. All right.